Hi, fifth graders. Today we are going to work on home connection, page 7 and 8, titled Samantha's Strategies. Make sure that your name and number are up at the top. And I am going to start reading it for you. Samantha has been working with a variety of multiplication strategies. Write an expression to describe each of the statements Samantha made. So letter A says, to solve 18 times 20, I find double 18 and then multiply by 10. So first she's going to find double 18. So that's 18 times 2. When you double it, you multiply by 2. Put that in parentheses and then multiply by 10. To solve 16 times 18, I double in half. So we got to figure out which number do we want to double and which, we're not going to actually solve it. We're just going to show what Samantha's thinking. So Samantha's going to double one number and half another. Let's half 16. So when we half it,
Makai Jacobs, please come to the west main
we divide by 2.
Makai Jacobs.
When we double, we multiply by 2. So I'm going to take 18 times 2. So I'm doubling 18 and I'm halving 16. Letter C. To solve 31 times 8, I find 3 times 8, multiply by 10, and then I add one group of 8. Lots of steps. Find 3 times 8 first. If it's first, we put it in parentheses. Then multiply by 10. Got it? I'm going to put that in parentheses. And then add one group of 8. Here's how I show one group of 8. Number 2 says, evaluate the 3 expressions above. In other words, solve the problems. So we're going to go back up to the top. 18 times 2 times 10. So to solve, I'm going to start with 18 times 2. So think in your head, what's 18 plus 18? We get 36 times 10. So I think 36 times 1 is 36, but it's 10 times larger, so I have to attach a 0. Circle your answer. Letter B. We're going to solve what we wrote up top. So 16 divided by 2 is 8. 18 times 2, well, we just saw that is 36. I still don't like this problem. It's still kind of challenging for me. So I'm going to double and half again. Let's half 8. If I half 8, I get to 4. If I double 36, I'm thinking 36 plus 36. 6 plus 6 is 12. Put the 1 up here and the 2 down here. 3 plus 3 is 6 plus 1 more is 7. So it's 4 times 72. I still don't like that one. Let's double in half again. Half of 4 is 2. 72 doubled is the same as 72 plus 72. 2 plus 2 is 4. 7 plus 7 is 14. So my new problem is 2 times 144. I like that one. That one's easier for me to solve. How would I solve 2 times 144? I add 144 plus 144. Together 2 times. 4 plus 4 is? 4 plus 4? 1 plus 1? My total answer is 288. I took a lot of steps, but I got there. And letter C. First, we're going to solve what's 3 times 8? 24. I have to take the 24 times 10. I'm going to put that in parentheses. Plus, what's 1 times 8? 8. Okay, so this is my new problem. Here we go. Let's take 24 times 10. 24 times 1 is 24. I have to attach a 0. plus 8. 240 plus 8 is 248. And circle your answer. All right. Down below, you're filling in the blanks. 5 times 3. You can start with 5 times 3. It's 15. 15 times what equals 60? Well, I know that 15 times 2 equals 30. So how many 15s would equal 60? Go ahead and write in your answer right there. How many 15s would equal 60? Let's go on to B. 4 times something times 9 equals 72. We know with multiplication, we can multiply these in any order. So let's take 4 times 9. What do we get? 4 times 9 is 36. 36 times what gets me to 72? How many 36s do I have to add together to get to 72? Go ahead and write your answer in for letter B. Okay, letter C. 7 times 2 times something equals 42. 7 times 2 is what? 14. So our new problem is 14 times what equals 42? So to solve this, think to yourself, how many 14s do I have to add together to get to 42? Come up with your answer and write it in the blank. Letter D. Something times 5 equals 75. Well, let's solve 5 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times what equals 75? Whenever I see 25, I think of quarters. How many quarters does it take for me to get to 75 cents? Go ahead and write your answer on the line. And the last one on this page, 3 times something equals 27. First, solve 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times what gets us to 27? Go ahead and write your answer on the line. All right, let's flip our paper over. Number 4, true or false? We don't actually have to solve, we just have to say, or we just have to check. This is the original problem on this side. This is their thinking strategy on the right side. Did they use the proper thinking strategy? Will it get them the correct answer? So this student took, the problem is 9 times 9, and this student said, well, that's the same as doing 10 times 10 and subtracting 1. Is that true or false? That is false. That won't get you the correct answer. Over here, the problem is 7 times 21. So this student was thinking, well, if I take 21, I can change that into a 20 and a 1. That gets me 21. So let's take 7 times 20, and let's take 1 times 1 times 7, and let's add them together. Will they get the correct answer? Yes, they will. The next problem is 16 times 20. This student said, well, 20 is the same as 10 times 2. So I can change this problem into 16 times 10 times 2. 16 times 10 times 2. Will that student get the correct answer? Yes, that's true. Down here, the problem is 8 times 13. What they did here is they halved 8 to get to 4. They doubled 13 to get to 26. And then they halved and doubled again. Half of 4 is 2. 26 doubled is 52. So they rewrote the problem. They doubled and halved a few times to get this problem. So yes, this is correct. And the last one, 6 times 18. This student did an over strategy. They said, instead of 6 times 18, let's solve 6 times 20 and then subtract 2 groups of 6. Will they get the correct answer? Yes, they will. True. All right, number 5. William needs a box to hold his golf ball collection. He found a box that can fit 8 layers. Let's put a box around 8 layers with 14 balls in each layer. Got it. How many golf balls can this box hold? So how many golf balls is the problem? Show your work as an action. I'm going to circle it. So we have a box that looks like this. And they're saying in the very bottom row, in the very bottom layer, there are 8 golf balls. And there's 8 layers. There's 14 golf balls here, 14. And there are 8 layers high, 8 layers high. So we have 14 8 times. So our problem is 14 times 8. What strategy should we use? There's a few different thinking strategies we can use. I think I'm going to split the 14 into a 10 and a 4. And I'm going to use this thinking strategy. I'm going to take 8 times 10 first, and then I'm going to take 4 times 8 next, and then add them together. So 8 times 10 is 80. 4 times 8 is 32. To get my total answer, I add these together. So go ahead and add them together and then circle your answer when you're done. And then let's go to number 6. William found a different box in his garage. The label outside says it would hold 120 golf balls. If 24 balls fit in each layer, how many layers tall is the box? Show your work. I'm going to circle that. So here's my box. They're saying in the inside there are 120 total golf balls. On each layer, there are 24 golf balls. So how many layers? How tall does it get in order to get to 120? Well, I have 24 golf balls in one layer. How many layers does it take to get to 120? So I'm going to try to think of how I can solve this problem. I'm going to look at 24, and I know that 24 is the same as 12 times 2. That gets me to 24. So I'm going to rewrite 24 like this. 12 times 2 times something equals 120. I'm rewriting my problem. Now I see a connection between some of the numbers. 12 times 10 gets me to 120. But my problem isn't 12 times 10. I still have these numbers left to use. My problem is 12 times something times 2. Well, what could I take 2 times to equal 10? If this whole number right here has to equal 10, 2 times what gets me to 10? Yeah, 5. So 12 times this equals 10. 12 times 10 will get me to 120. So my total is 5 golf balls. That one was kind of a tricky one. Go ahead and circle your answer. Please feel free to attempt the challenge if you'd like to grow your mind a little bit. If you have any questions, ask me right away in the morning. Otherwise, make sure that you turn this into the math basket with your name and number at the top. Thanks, guys.